My name is Lisa Hopkins. I'm the Chief Executive of SeeAbility, and I have the pleasure of introducing you to Marianne Waite, who's the founder of Think Designable, an amazing organisation that I think is changing the world. So you've just given us a great speech about how the world is changing to be more inclusive towards people with disabilities,
Yes.
which is much needed.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, long overdue. And you basically said in that speech, things are changing, and that's really inspiring. So tell me something that's made you really happy lately, one thing that you've seen that's gone, actually, yeah, I can see change happening here.
I think there are a couple of examples. First would be the little incidental picture on the John Lewis and Partners homepage that is a woman of short stature who is there as a personal shopper. So it's just a really incidental little picture. There's no big fanfare. It's just a great example of how you can quietly normalise what it means to be different. So I think that's a real winning example. But also I heard recently that FatFace had started to train their staff to be able to interact with people who have got visual impairments so that they can pick up garments and describe them to them. Wow. So if you don't know what the colour of the top is, they'll help you select the right top, but they'll also help pair it with the bottoms, the skirt, the trousers. So I think that kind of next level service is the kind of thing that will make such a daily difference to people's lives. And imagine if every retailer started to think like that.
Amazing.
Pretty cool, huh?
Not hard to do.
No.
Yeah, not hard to do. Okay, so there's things that are changing for the better.
Yes.
What shocks you about what hasn't changed?
I think probably the real tangible difficulties that people with disabilities still face. So we mentioned the clothing lines. I think it's absolutely shocking that there are more clothing lines for dogs than there are for people with disabilities. In this day and age, it's ridiculous.
More clothing lines for dogs than there are for people with disabilities.
I know. So I think for me it's about really investing at a deeper level. It's not just enough to throw people with disabilities in your advertising campaigns. There are lots of people congratulating themselves, and so they should be. It's a great move. We need to kind of expand people's minds and keep people open to difference. But I think the really frustrating things, examples of people who purport to be disability friendly, but then actually haven't done anything to look at what insights would help them create products and services that will kind of make a real difference. Absolutely. So people need to go deeper.
Yeah. So explain to business why they should do this, why they should think designable.
Why should businesses think designable? I think when you think about the power of that untapped market, the Return of Disability report states that it's an untapped market the size of China, an emerging market the size of China. It's worth £8 trillion, dollars, in fact, sorry, $8 trillion. I think the question is more, how can businesses not afford to do that? And when you look at the aging population, especially in places like Asia, this is just about kind of going after the holy grail of innovation and making sure that we're all future-proofing ourselves and improving quality of life for everyone through brand experience. So the bottom line argument is definitely there before you get to others.
Well, thank you. It's down to people like you that things will change, and hopefully, in 5-10 years' time, we'll be sitting here and having a very different conversation about the journey that retailers and businesses have gone on to be much more inclusive towards people with disabilities.
Yeah, I want to be inundated with examples of inclusivity. Yeah. I'm putting on an event in November that is an event that's 2 years on from our inaugural event in 2016, and I'm looking for footage of brands who are getting this right over the last couple of years, and it's too scarce, there's not enough.
Thank you so much for tonight.
And thank you to SeeAbility for supporting my family and my sister, and I can't tell you the tangible difference it makes to us and people like us, so keep going, and thank you.
Thank you.